Hey, it's Tony here with RandomLikes. I'm out here in the shop again today, working on the kayak trailer slash utility trailer slash overlanding trailer slash all around trailer. I used it for many things. If you want to go back and check out some of the other videos, we did some restoration on it. Did the kayak rack that you see there, and did some other things. But mostly today I've had it for about 2 years. Gonna do some, check the tires, check the bearings. We're gonna add this toolbox you see right here for a pole holder. I'm gonna move some stuff around, take some stuff off, and we'll see what we get to. So if you have any questions, drop them in the comment. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked this video, and let's get started. Okay, I'm back out in the shop today. After thinking about it, I decided to put my new rod holder up here, the toolbox. Fits pretty nicely up there, and I left a little space right there. I've got a canopy. Let's see if it'll fit right underneath there, snug like, kind of help it protect it from the elements. I did take the bearings off and looked at them on the trailer tires, and I didn't like the way they looked, so I ended up taking it to the trailer shop, had them repack all the bearings, and put new bearings, seals, races, all that in the axles. If you want to know how to take those apart, you can look at my other video. I'll put like a link somewhere in this area. And from the first time I did it, you can kind of see how you take them apart and inspect them. And so let's get up here and let's put the bolt this all down really nice. Well, here it is. I bolted it up there. One thing you might have noticed from a previous video is I actually moved this rack forward. It used to sit back here because I had the other toolbox up here. And I moved it forward because when I have my kayak on there, I want to put all my rods and stuff, and they stick up in the back of my kayak, and they were hitting on that. When I put my kayak on, I can put all my rods in the back of it and then slide it off into the water. Well, at least that's the plan. Let's go up and take a look at what I did up here on the trailer. Well, the first thing I want to take note of is, if you notice underneath between the toolbox and the rack is some rubber bushings. I just cut some piece of rubber I had just to keep some vibration on the toolbox against the metal and on metal. And also it kind of acts as a shock absorber. Then I had little pieces of hose here. I think it was 1/4-inch hose, like fuel line, just to keep from hitting my head on the bolts. I didn't want the bolt heads inside of the toolbox. I'll be putting my fishing poles. So I decided to go this route. On the top side here, you can see I've got a rod sticking in there. Gonna have a lot of rod storage for my fishing poles and when I'm traveling long distances. Also, I put down there just an old piece of yoga mat that was tore up. Thanks, cats. And besides, nobody wants to see me doing yoga anyway. So repurposed it, put it to a better use, and put all my rods up here for next time I go fishing. It's basically right at 7 foot. Most of my rods are 7 foot, so they should fit in here. And I think it'll work out pretty well. I think I could probably get 8 to 12 rods and reels, depending on the size, in here, which would be really nice when I'm taking the trailer for long distances. Or if I'm taking somebody with me, I've got a way to haul the rods and not have them in the truck. And it's got a lock on it too, and it actually works. Next on the list is to put some lights on. So I've got these lights I had from a tractor canopy that I built. I ended up taking them off because the canopy broke. But basically, we got here is 2 lights and a wiring harness. The wiring harness has an inline relay and an inline fuse and a switch. I purchased it off Amazon many years ago. I'll see if I can find a comparable one. But we're going to mount the lights up here on the top rail just to provide some lights when I'm out unloading my kayak in the dark or loading it in the dark. And then we're going to get a battery supply source for it. So we'll go ahead and get this mounted. I think I'm going to put a light here, a light here, and then we'll take a look at it once I get it mounted. So in order to have power to the lights, they don't just work magically, although we wish they could. I'm going to mount a battery box I bought here on the trailer hitch. However, I don't like the way it sits on there. So I'd like to have it in the middle, and it doesn't really sit on there good. So I'm gonna add a piece of metal across here. I think I've got what I need. So I'm gonna go take a look around here, and I'll show you what I'm gonna do next. Before I get too far along here and drop the battery in, I just wanted to show you what I did here. I added the metal plate across here. I had some aluminum laying around. It was nice because aluminum's always easy to work with. No heavy cutting or anything like that. Cuts pretty easy. And then I added 4 bolts in here with the some bigger washers, just to hopefully take some of that pressure off that plastic. I don't trust that a whole lot. And then underneath, between the aluminum and the plastic box, I added some rubber bushings, and then cut some more of that yoga mat to lay down in here just to keep the battery from rubbing. So anyway, so next I'm gonna put this in here and I'm gonna drop that battery in, and then we'll get back to wiring. So I'll take a quick walk through here of the what I finished up here. So sorry for the camera. As you can see here, I put the lights kind of at an angle here. Then I ran the wiring all the way back here. Another light here. And then I ran the wiring down this rail, just real simply. Going a little too fast there. Put everything in wire loom. Ran it underneath the trailer, and then put on the box, put the switch right here. It's got a little light on it. And just kind of put the extra wiring stuff right in here like that. Put the relay and stuff in there, and do like that. And they're not real bright, but they will work. So the only thing I would do differently from my previous is I would put one of these in at each light, just in case I have to replace it. Just a quick connect, waterproof on Amazon, not too expensive. And then if I put one at each light, if this light were to go out or fail, I could just easily just switch it out, the plug, and not have to dig into it. So I may add those later, but there's no need to right now. But I like them a lot, so I think I might end up eventually putting some on the other side too. So I couldn't wait. As you can see, I wanted more lights. I added lights in the back, so I can turn these on when I'm backing down the boat ramp at night, or if I'm loading up gear, or like usual, forgot something in the kayak, it's 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, you run out to the trailer, get something off the kayak, flip the lights on, flip them back off, go inside. So I definitely like the 4 lights way better than the 2 lights. Much brighter. So here I'm going to make some kayak sliders, or a slider for the kayak. I've got some 3-inch PVC, some elbows, some scrap wood, and some E-track plate from Harbor Freight with some little rings and some toe straps. I got to measure the grooves within the kayak so that I know where to put the PVC at, how far apart I want it, so that I can do that. The next is I cut all the boards to size. Now I did make a change to this. After getting it all put together, I didn't like the way it sit on there. So the 10-inch pieces are now 8.5-inch pieces, and the 25-inch piece that I'm showing here is actually going to be 23.5 inches. So the final thing, for now at least, on the trailer is I've got a canopy off of Amazon, like an Overlanding canopy, and I've been wanting one, but haven't wanted to pay the prices for them. Not outrageous or anything like that, but just wasn't something I wanted to buy at the moment. And this went on sale or clearance, however you want to look at it, for $62, I believe is what the final price was. And so for $62, I figured I could somehow justify that. Now, the goal is to mount this on top of the trailer. There we go. So you can see what it looks like. I have no idea if it's going to fit the way I want to, but basically have some foam and there it is. And I'm assuming those are the brackets to mount it, and then it's got a track on the back here. So let's and apparently no directions, so we're gonna figure this out. Okay. Didn't notice I just got back from fishing today. March in Kansas. Not too bad. It's got a little bag here. Nice. Okay, so brackets, tent stakes, I think. Here's what it's supposed to look like. Some brackets here. More brackets. I don't know if it's one of those things where you get multiple brackets, tie downs, and then nuts and bolts. Okay. So, multiple ways. I don't know how well you can see that, but multiple ways to attach it. So, I was correct as the brackets. So, these are going to go in here, slide in here like that, which means I mount these wherever I want. And the bottom piece here. So these clamp together to hold it against a bar, like a roof rack. I actually don't know if I'll need those because I've got a trailer, metal trailer that I can drill into. But I have some thoughts behind that. And then, so you can see here how you would use them on your car. Then you pull it out like a blind. Take it off the cover. Take the cover off, pull it out like a blind. And then hiding up in there, it's got little posts. So then you put the post up. Supporting pole is what they're called. And then it has some strings here to tie off. So you gotta technically put it on the back too. But I'm gonna put it on the side of my trailer. So let's go look at the trailer. See how I want to do this. Okay, so I can slide them out here, maybe. So the bolts go in here, like so. And then put the bracket on. Make sure that the zipper's down. That's going to come out that way. Now we've got this. I'm leaving these loose because I'm not sure exactly where I want to put them. And then what we'll do is we'll go up. And then you'll have two bolts that come like this. See that? And then this will clamp down on your luggage rack. Or for me, it's going to be my trailer. So I'm going to move this around. I'm going to go up on my trailer. And we'll see in a second. I ended up mounting it on this metal bracket. We'll see if we can get in here. I just bolted it directly to my frame here. And then underneath, back here, you can't really see it, but underneath right here. I bolted it to the toolbox. I figured 2 points of contacts, that keeps it from twisting. And then got it mounted. Just while I'm up here, I've got 10, 11 rods in here, and there's probably room for at least another 4 more. So I'm pretty happy with the toolbox / rod holder. So just from earlier in the video, thought I'd share that. All right. To open it, there's a couple things. First thing is it's got these 3 of these latches. Then it has a zipper holding this camera if it doesn't fall out on my head. Okay. And then it kind of drops down. Yep. Just like that. Ooh, that's fancy. Figured I thought it was going to be. Let me drop the camera. No, don't drop the camera. Let me set the camera down and set the legs up. Well, I got it set up by myself. I'm not sure if I would do that again, but it's actually really nice for the price. Aluminum rods that fold up into there, and then they are telescopic, so you just give it a little twist and it locks it in place. Got this Velcro to keep it from flapping. I'm impressed with that. And then you have to bolt out of there. It's not secure. Just for myself, I just put it up there for temporary. And then these fold up. These poles fold up into there, and then you just roll it up. Not too bad. I think for this, I didn't put the string on it to come out here, but I think if I were to do it, and if it was a long term, I'd possibly get some poles or posts that I could drive into the ground about a foot, and then I would just strap them to that. Or if you could do some rebar, you could just slide those right over the rebar. I don't know. I'm not much for string. I prefer something more solid. Originally, my plan was to tie them back into the trailer itself, but it's a little longer than I expected, so I might still do that somehow. Got to think about that one for a bit. Well, thank you for watching today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you learned something, or it gave you some ideas for your trailer build, or maybe you just found it entertaining. But I appreciate you watching. If you got questions or comments, throw them down there in the comments. I usually try to get to them as soon as possible. And I'll put a link in the descriptions for some of the stuff that I purchased for this build. So thank you again.